Alright guys, this is technically our first video for Coiled Captors, but it's also technically our second because I did drop a video of me fighting the last boss on his highest difficulty. Vesper here is the sexiest bitch I think in any of the Borderlands games I've ever played in my life. Look at that, she's just so fucking good looking, man. Like, look at, oh my god, girl. But we're not going to talk about too much of Vesper, although she's a bad bitch. She's up there with Moxie with me, by the way. Like, Moxie and her, oh my god. But, okay. So, what we're going to talk about is the DLC and what it technically is. Okay, so when you play through this, you kill enemies, you get currency to buy this wheel, and you spend 25 souls and you get a different random item out of the Wheel of Fate. Now that's really cool. I do like the fact that they added that in. What a lot of people are a little bit upset about is this is the hub world that you're in. This is what it looks like, and the DLC is literally in this mirror, and it's not a chamber, but it's not an explorable place. It feels like a chamber though, because a lot of the things, it feels like a more explorable chamber, and I kind of wish that chambers in this game was more like the one that we got here. But a lot of people are upset about the way this has been released. So I'm going to show you guys something.
Looks cold.
Difficulty 1, I have difficulty 2, 3, and 4. Now, if you play this after the hotfix, which this is a day later, of course today's Friday for me, this is a day later, the hotfixes were already applied. They were applied actually when I got home, and I've been trying to figure out how to get the difficulty to raise. Now, the problem is that they kind of messed up a Gearbox. Somebody released the DLC and people could change the difficulty to 4. This was not supposed to happen until 4 weeks from now. So every week we are supposed to get a harder difficulty. So this week, this whole week, we should have only been able to play difficulty 1, and then next week we would have got difficulty 2, and this would have lasted for the next 3 weeks initially. But to go around that, and because people already have done this and I have done this, you can actually sign off of line. So you can, like, I'm on PlayStation, right? I can go into the settings and I can say go offline. Once you go offline, your hotfixes go away. And when your hotfixes go away, then that means you can just play the game as, you know, it was, basically released. We're going to skip this because this is the last video for the DLC. I don't want to just do that. I want to just go into the hardest thing. So it's one of them situations where it's like, okay, like they kind of released the thing. A lot of people got to play the game, all 4 bosses before they patched it. And I wouldn't even say patch it, they just kind of hotfixed it so that people can't play the later 3. And a lot of people are really upset about it because if you just do the 1 level, it is quite of a short DLC. And that's where I get kind of hung up on, because I really do like this DLC. Like, this DLC is really cool, but the problem is it is quite short. I mean, I love more content in the game, don't get me wrong. Like, just having more Wonderlands, I was just extremely happy about it. But I do have friends that I'm like trying to defend Wonderlands with, but they're like really mad about this. Like, they're really upset because they play Borderlands and they just feel like they were kind of gypped with this DLC. But I don't think they're seeing it as the way you're supposed to see this DLC. Like, this DLC is supposed to be looked at as something that progresses through a couple weeks, not just it's not just a one-hit wonder, you know what I mean? We are supposed to wait every week to play a stronger boss. I'm impatient, and the fact that other people got the trophy before me and I couldn't get it just pissed me off, so I decided to just do this so I can get the trophy. I will be playing online. Right now, I'm offline, just to show you guys that it is possible. And I'm actually online now. Like, actually, I signed back on after I loaded into the game. I signed back online, and I don't know if people are able to join me or not because of the non-hotfixes. Because, like, I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know if okay, like, I signed on without hotfixes, but then I went online. But it doesn't, I don't think it doesn't change until I go back to the main menu. But can somebody join my game? Because if that's the case, then that would be really cool, because my buddy really wants to play against the hardest one. But I don't think he can, and he doesn't know how he can do it, but he wants to play, do this, but he's on PC, so it's not, like, I guess as easy as signing offline on the PS4 is, so... Another thing I wanted to talk about here is these pillars. So before I got to the part I was just at, right? I have been doing these little pillar puzzles, right? You can mess these pillar puzzles up, especially if you have high fire rate, I think, and high damage. And of course we do, because we have modded shit like crazy, but I also want to see if something works here too. I'm going to get to the end, and I'm going to test and see if I can farm this boss, because I'm pretty sure you can before hotfixes. You can literally just die and come back right there. So I'm going to see if I can do that, because it would be a lot better if I can do that.
Are you stupid enough to mess with me?
You can also tell if I'm on, like when... You can also see that I'm offline, because the hotfixes aren't applied, because when I get a... cosmetic, I actually get a purple cosmetic instead of the yellow, like the newer yellow ones. So I just try to like hit it one at a time, because if you hit two of these pillars, sometimes it glitches out, and then I'm stuck with a game I can't progress in, because these puzzles like to not fucking work for me sometimes. And it's a pain in the dick if you're like midway through the whole chamber and you can't get it done because that decided to act like it was the shark, and it's not the shark. But this is what happens when you complete the puzzle, and then it lets you go to the next pillar. I've done this so many times last night, it's ridiculous. Oh. Okay, so the shark is right there. I'm gonna spin that. I'm gonna spin that. I try to not have a lot of shit going on around these pillars, because I don't want anything to fuck it up. Like when you have a pillar that fucks up and you cannot progress, it is the worst fucking feeling, because you're sitting there like, fuck, what do I do? You know, how can I change this, and how can I like try to get it to work that I don't have to keep coming back and forth into this fucking game. Because I had to save and quit so many times due to these pillars. And I don't know if it's just a fix that they're going to have to do. I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing with them fucking pillars. But that's something that they do got to fix for sure. Because it is a pain in the ass. And it's funny how the shit's working all of a sudden with you guys. I got to get... Okay. So yeah, see, this cosmetic is purple. And you know... We're in the DLC, so that means my hotfixes aren't applied. Okay, so hit this one. Is that shark? Yeah, it's shark. You want to line up all the sharks, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that to you guys. I feel like this is taking forever. I think I'm gonna do a big pool video too. I'm just gonna collect as much of the I guess what are they, the souls? Yeah, I'm just gonna collect a bunch of the souls, and then we're gonna go ahead and just do a massive pool video, because I'm trying to get all the cosmetics from this. Of course you can get random shit, but I'm just trying to get all the cosmetics, man. See, this is really easy. Some of these things that you have to do is just like really like easy. I kind of wish they extended this a little bit more.
A cold shower for the coiled.
Like, you can really run through this shit if you don't have anything bug out on you, or...
Let it rain.
I think there's actually like a 7-minute like speed run of the DLC already. I think I saw it yesterday. And I don't know if they just released that because it's a joke because of how fast you can finish the DLC. But I see where the problem lies. Like, I feel like, okay, we got cosmetics. We got a cool boss. A lot of times people are like, hey, we want more raid bosses. So they're trying to work on that. But then when they work on that, we kind of lose on the actual story content. And the only thing I'm worried about is that we're never going to see more story content for Wonderlands. And I love the Wonderlands story. So I'm really hoping that we get more DLC to expand the story, because I mean, I really did like the story. I like the humor in this. Like, it's like any other Borderlands game, you know? Like, I've never played a Borderlands game or a Borderlands type of game or Gearbox game that didn't have DLC to expand the story. Have you? Like, have you ever, like, Borderlands 1 had story DLC. Borderlands 2 had story DLC. Borderlands 3, story DLC. Even pre-sequel had story DLC. Of course, we are missing one, but we still had story DLC for that. And Tales from the Borderlands, that's just a whole ass story game. So like, it's just so odd to get a game that's just about end game content. I think they are just like not hitting the mark. Like it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love this. I think it's really cool what they're doing, but it's like they're like. It's like they like, all right, we got to do a lot of story, but we're just gonna ignore endgame. But now they're like, all right, we got to do this endgame. Everybody wants endgame, but then now they're ignoring story, and it's like, shit, man. Like, I actually would have just liked this to be one big, like, one DLC. Like, okay, they're gonna be doing this, right? They're gonna be bringing out boss after boss after boss. They could have bundled that into one big ass DLC and then gave us like 3 story DLCs. Like, I feel like that would have been kind of a better way. Like, I would have rather gotten these bosses first while they worked on story DLC. And then they might do that. My dog is going crazy over here, just shaking. Like, every time I make a video, like, she decides that she wants to make the most noise. Like, I don't know why. It's like she knows. It's like I'm talking to nothing in the room. So she's like, okay. I'm talking to you guys. But, like, to the dog, she thinks that I'm talking to the TV. But, yeah, I mean, they could still possibly make story DLC. But, who knows? My hopes are high. My hopes are definitely high. I do want to see story DLC. And my buddy, that's all he's voting for is story DLC. Like, he likes this, but he's like a little bit upset about how this was released. And then you pay $10 today, and you can only play the first level of it. So, or I'm sorry, you pay $10 yesterday. Well, both days. I mean, I'm fucked up. Okay, guys. But, like, basically, you're paying $10. You should be able to play all the levels, or, like, they should give you a little bit. If they were planning on making this one level of like, every week you're only going to play one difficulty level, they should have extended this dungeon a little bit more. Like, I feel like the dungeon is not long. But, you know what? You do get these in regular chaos chambers, so that is cool. So you can mix and match like that, but that's a given anyway. Like, you should be able to get that anyway. So I mean, I want to defend them so much because I love Gearbox and I love Borderlands, and I got so much information yesterday to cover. Like, there's so much information. Like, they announced a new Tales from the Borderlands series season coming out. They also announced the fucking wow, that moved and I didn't even touch it. That's not good. So that's not gonna move now. See what I'm saying? This shit is not happening because this decided it was gonna fucking move. So since that's moving, I can't do nothing. But I might be able to. This is the triggering part. This is the fucking triggering part. So I'm gonna have to kill myself. I think I can kill myself. I think you spawn back if you're not hotfix. So wee. Okay. Hopefully that fit. Oh, we spawn back. Son of a bitch.
Damn. But I love the thought.
Vesper, why'd you do this to me? Why'd you do this to me? Damn, bro. So, obviously, okay, you saw that problem. You saw what happened there. That was... Oh, hotfixes are probably applied now anyway. Yeah, let's see. No, I can still do the difficulty level. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, but... We're not going to run back through that. I want to just end this video here. I do have a video of me fighting the last boss of 4. So, difficulty 4 is Abyssal Ruin, right? And it was like right after that level. So right after that one that you just saw, that was that boss. He ended up killing himself in the video though. It was fucking hilarious. But tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I am really happy with this DLC. I really do like the aesthetic of the DLC. I love the game. Could I, do I think that we could have gotten more? Yeah, I do. I really do think that they could have put more into this. Obviously, we weren't supposed to get levels, 2, 3, and 4 this week. And extending that out is a cool thing, but if you're going to extend it out that long, you should give a lot more stuff for somebody to do, because they're only going to run so much into this chamber before getting tired of running that fucking chamber. And then you can, but they do add it into the normal chambers as well, so I don't know. I would like to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Remember to leave this video a huge like, subscribe if you haven't already. We're also doing a giveaway of the season pass, so if you are interested in that, just look up our last giveaway video. All the details are in that. But that is actually being pushed back to May. I'm not going to give it away till May because right now the controversy with this DLC and seeing how the DLC is, I might change it up a little bit, because if people aren't really happy with the DLC, I'd rather give them something better than just a fucking season pass for this. I want to give out the season pass because it's Wonderlands. I want people to play the full extent thing. But I just got to see how this all goes because it's controversial right now. I love it. I do love it. I do think that they could have added a little bit more, but, some people are going to be really mad about this, so... It's all up to how you play Wonderlands and Borderlands and all that stuff, and if you can see the best parts of it instead of all the bad parts, because you get your good and your bads with everything. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.